Two Mamas Farm is nestled in the town of Cummington, where owners Sarah and Lee describe their farm as queer in many ways. Queer not only in the nature of LGBTQIA, but also in the challenging and unique things they produce and the rainbow-encompassing perspective they bring to their products and community. Producer Dave Frazier brings us their story.
I've always been attracted to farming. I grew up in Northampton, though I was born here in Cummington, and I always wanted to be a farmer. You know, I love animals, I love tending life, and I was really into permaculture and just like growing local food and trying to like reinvent economies, and so here we are.
Farming sort of spoke to me in some way. I sort of came alongside it in this, way that people do, where you meet somebody who has a farm and start coming by. And my interest in farming and dairying, and at that time I was in undergraduate school and was writing poetry, and there was something really beautiful about the rhythm of dairying, and I met Sarah at an organic farming conference about dairying, and so we connected.
We're Two Mamas Farm. We're located in Cummington, Massachusetts. We're like halfway between Northampton and Pittsfield. And we are a queer-run maple farm.
Queer in identity. Sarah and I both identify as queer. And we also queer things as sort of a verb. So I think the way that we approach the world, the way we approach farming and parenting is queer. It's different than other people may do things.
I've always joked to Lee that like in the first 5 things about me, I used to never say that I'm gay. Like that just never it wasn't the most important thing. And, in the last, really since, Trump and whatever's going on in the country, suddenly like my privilege at growing up in Northampton and like being gay is really coming back up there because we're in a place that we can be.
I love Pride. I think that it's a lovely and necessary sort of tribute to our community. I think that there's a lot of joy and celebration, which we don't get a lot of. It's also important for me to remember, and I think this is part of how I celebrate Pride, is in remembering and honoring its roots as a riot, as a rebellion, as an act of sort of fighting back against oppression. And part of the way that I think that I like to celebrate and honor Pride is in making sure that we're sort of still rooted in that and not just getting excited about the rainbows, but really realizing like how we are on this planet in order to make things better. Maple sugaring is our prime enterprise at this juncture. I like maple syrup. It's one of the few sweeteners that I can eat with my illnesses. So it's exciting to have such high quality, pure, organic maple syrup, and I know exactly where it comes from.
So the tap goes in the tree, there it goes, your sap comes down into your lateral line. I love the symbiotic nature of maple farming and that, we get to harvest sap from the trees as they grow and we kind of tend the forest and, help the maple babies grow and keep diversity going. And I'm hoping this can be a regenerative livelihood. And, farming is endlessly creative. I feel like when people think of farmers, they think of like Iowa corn farmers and that it's just this very mechanized thing. And I love it. I love the artistry of maple. I love that every single batch you make tastes a little bit different. I love the creativity and the engineering that goes into designing the sapline systems. It's great, and the skills my kids can get from it, it's just exciting that they're going to get to grow up with that.